I'm Hunter Quinn. I grew up in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and I studied at Oklahoma State University, go Pokes, and I studied history and Spanish there. And because I studied abroad in Costa Rica, I felt compelled to pursue ministry. And in order to test my call, my pastor at a PCA church in Stillwater, Oklahoma, he encouraged me to do the RUF International internship. And so I spent 2 years in Dallas, Texas at Southern Methodist University ministering to international students. And my boss said that I should pursue seminary and I wanted to study more. And so I applied to Covenant, and here I am.
Well, I married Hunter, and so ended up here in St. Louis. We met at Oklahoma State University, where I was studying elementary education, and I stayed a year afterwards while he was doing the first year of the internship to get my master's in special education. And then I moved down to Dallas with him. Loved working with international students there. It was an amazing opportunity to open up our home, to have meals with international students. Loved it. So I was excited to see God leading us towards full-time ministry. We were looking at a ton of different options for seminaries and toured Covenant, loved St. Louis. And now we're here at Twin Oaks. Okay, so the way we ended up at Twin Oaks was through Sherry Blau. She was a transitional head of school for Twin Oaks, and I applied to be a teacher here, interviewed with her, got the job as the learning specialist at the school. And when we moved over this summer, Hunter and I visited several different churches, figuring out where was going to be our church home. And we saved Twin Oaks for last for two different reasons. Hunter's reason was because he thought he was really going to like this church. My reason was, I don't know if I want to work at the same place I go to church. So we saved it till last. The first Sunday we were here, we heard Russ speak, and several people came up and talked to us afterwards, and it felt like home to us here. So we came back again the next Sunday, and then the next Sunday, and now we're members, and we absolutely love the church.
One thing I really liked about Twin Oaks was how everybody seemed to love each other and how open they were to us, new people. We had different people invite us to lunch, and they could just tell that we were new, and they welcomed us in. And they really have given us opportunities to serve here. One of the ways that I serve Twin Oaks is by being the coordinator for English as a second language, and it's something that I love doing. And so when I arrived here in St. Louis, Donna told me about the ESL program and how they needed a coordinator, and I said, yes, I'd love to do that. And so we have students from all over the world. We have students from Yemen, Pakistan, Turkey, Mexico, Brazil, all over the place.
I have the opportunity to serve here in two different ways. One is being the learning specialist teacher downstairs in the school. And then on Sunday mornings, I have the opportunity of playing my cello for worship. I really enjoy playing my cello, and Virginia does a great job of bringing in different gifts that people have and melding them together so that we can make beautiful music to worship the Lord and draw others to worship God as well.
I also really love working with the ESL volunteers. They have such a heart for students, and they're willing to set aside every Wednesday night to love on these students, to teach them English and build a relationship with them. If we didn't have these volunteers, this ministry wouldn't go anywhere. What I love most about Twin Oaks is how the gospel is central to everything that we do here. Christ's death and resurrection is the engine behind the church. And you can see it when you walk in, how Russ preaches the gospel every Sunday, and how the gospel is in the liturgy, in the music. When you come to Twin Oaks, you cannot escape Christ. That's one reason I love it. I also love how everybody is willing to serve, and the gospel drives them to serve. They want to also shine the spotlight on Christ.
I was a little scared to come to Twin Oaks because it was a massive church. I'd never been to a church bigger than 200 people. So walking in, I was a little intimidated, but really you don't need to be intimidated because everybody has their arms wide open, ready for you to come on in the doors and serve in any way that you're capable of serving, and sitting wherever you feel comfortable, whether it's on the left side or the right side. Yeah. We'd love to see you Sunday morning.